tell you about Legend Seeker and how you can support its development while getting some awesome perks. By subscribing to our legendary tier on YouTube or becoming a paid member on our Discord or Patreon, you'll get early access to all Legend Seeker lore and mechanics. This means you'll be among the first to dive into the world of Legend Seeker and give direct feedback that will help shape the game. But that's not all. Supporters will also be the first to playtest the system and will get exclusive invites to private streams where we discuss the game in detail. Your input will play a huge role in making Legend Seeker the best that it can be. Now, for those of you who love watching our tabletop role-playing game shows, supporting Legend Seeker comes with some fun bonuses for the casts. Here's how it works. If you are a Copper or Common member on Discord or Patreon, you can give a $20 benefit to a player of your choice. Silver and Uncommon members can give 2 benefits to 2 players of your choice. If you go the YouTube route, you can give a $50 benefit to a player of your choice. And for the ultimate support, Gold and Mythic members on Discord and Patreon give a $20 benefit to 3 players of your choice. You can choose from all casts across Moonskull. Every bit of support goes directly towards making Legend Seeker a reality. It helps fund the art, writing, editing, and eventual publishing of the game. So, if you want to be a part of this journey and support our shows, join our legendary tier on YouTube or become a member on Discord or Patreon. We couldn't do it without you, and we're excited to build Legend Seeker together. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the game.
Hi, I'm tired. I'm actually Frost, but I'm also tired. And I think I fixed my sound, so you should hear me, because it was kind of low. But I'm Frost, and I'm here working on Frostewritten, where we are churning out lore and stories and maps and all kinds of things related to the world of Erudia for Legend Seeker. I think you can see up there above me. And I'm going to be doing something a little different today. So, nice to meet you, Tired. Very nice. Yeah, like and subscribe, you bastards. So I'm doing something a little different today because my writing brain is a little fried from doing stuff at work, but I'm still trying to be, doing creative and doing stuff in the world. So I'm playing around with drawing on paper. See, I have a pencil in my hand and an eraser. Little eraser. I really don't like this eraser. It feels like just a piece of plastic that was churned out at McDonald's instead of food. I don't know. So, yeah, I'm playing around with getting coffee on my... Oh, look at that. Totally realistic. You see the coffee stains on here? I don't know if you can actually see them or not. There's little coffee stains all over here. Because I had coffee in my mustache and I just got it all over there. So perfect. So I'm playing around with this place called Hagenveld. And I am trying to visualize in my mind what a cool farming community in this vast forested area with these huge hills would be like, because this is a little bit more of the plains. Like the hills are coming towards it. As you can see here, the hills encroach upon it. The rivers come down out of the hills, meet together, snake around through this promontory and fill up this big lake. This place is in the bowl on that right between the lake and the river, and the road comes straight from, well, kind of sort of northeast, not straight from the north, and that's the main way in. Now they do have a small way across the river, and I'm trying to decide how big that bridge is and what we got. But I'm also putting in a small island that's going to be part of the city here, that I'm just trying to get a good shape for it. I've been erasing the shape a few times. Like you can see, I keep taking this shape out and replacing it and moving it. So I'm trying to get a good idea of like how I want it to look, and just getting a shape of something that looks like when the water hit it, it could have scalloped part of it out, but this part is hard edged enough that the water would have gone around it this way. So you get all kinds of little islands in place, you know, big rivers like the Mississippi and things like that. So it's really kind of like just playing with that shape that the water would have actually carved it out of until it got to the point where it couldn't carve anymore. But then trying to fit a bridge onto that, that's the fun part. Because I'm going to put a bridge across to this island that's going to have bits and pieces. But the other thing I've done, I don't know if you can see this really well here or not. There's some stuff bleeding through, by the way, from the last page because I used marker. But this is just a sketch. This lower line here is the northern shore of the river. You can see that it goes across. Where my finger is, there's a bridge going down. So all this space down here is the river. This is the river. This is the island. And then up here is where the city's going to be. But there's another little spur of the river. Let's see if I can get it here. That eroded away through. So there's a little river that runs through the entire town too. So it's kind of, this part of the city is literally an island. Best polar bear. You had a great relaxing day at work. Nice. By the way, hello Gino. Hello King Darth Dave. Hello Chrysanth. Hello Bap. Who else did I miss? Who else is out there? Did I get everybody? I might have gotten everybody. And me. Hello me. And anybody who's lurking. How about that? So I'm playing around with all of that. And then I'm going to try and come up with the idea of the major street that goes through, that connects to the big road that used to be an Agrian road. And I'm kind of trying to sketch that one on through, because a lot of these cities were Agrian. And the Agrians, like the Romans, had a great love of making nice roads. But unlike the Romans, they weren't obsessed with making perfectly straight roads. They went with the roads that worked the best they could. I mean, they have a lot of straight roads, but they actually also worked along the lines of what nature would allow, because they were also close to the gods, and Arendor doesn't exactly love it when you destroy everything trying to make a road. So they towed a line. They were along it. They were around it. So coming up with that, I'm literally just sketching in shapes right now. Like this would be this long. Let's see if I can do this backwards. I'm a weather forecaster. Totally. This line coming on down. Let's see. Let me figure this out. Boop, 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 boop. Up here. Up here. And we go down this way. That is going to be the thing. I could do it like this, but you can't see the map, so I have to go close. That is going to be the kind of the gist of the idea of what the main road would have done in Agrian times. And I'm just going to sketch the little bridge over it with some lines. And then we're going to make sure we know this thing is a bridge too. Going across the river. And this bridge across the river to the south is going to be Agrian in design. It's a huge stone bridge that they built. And so I'm just marking all this stuff for myself so I know which part is what. Because the Agrians built a lot of their forts and towers and everything out of stone and this and that, but the Freilanders have a tradition of a lot of wood building. So they kept the Agrian stuff, they rebuild it, but they do a lot of stonework. Or a lot of woodwork. Yeah, straight roads are actually bad. Yep. Yeah, and people would get weary. But also in here, the terrain, like I said, you know, Arendor wouldn't really enjoy you doing that. So they're like, hey, let's curve it around this hill rather than angering the god of nature, who is probably walking over there somewhere. Let's see if I can avoid spraying coffee all over this sketch. as much as I can. Ah, there we go. All right, so how is this going to connect? I think we're going to just take this road straight-ish, and we're going to give it a little bit of a bend. Bring it down this way. Or that part of the town. I'm just trying to connect the little road that connects to the island right now. You can see it's got a little, whoops, it's got a little curve there. And this is not quite to scale. It's not exactly correct, but this is why I do a sketch first. Because the first sketch I did was literally the idea of like, could I fit the whole city in this shape? And I did a sketch of it, and I realized, well, the scale of it is really off, because that shape that I have on the map, that is miles of a river curving around this big headland. So having the city drawn in that little curve would be like a little tiny shape on that map. So this is going to have much more space than originally intended, or I originally drew. So that's good. Hey, Shadow Warden. Shadow Warden, thank you again for all the help on the Death Rattle character creation. That was a hell of a lot of fun. And Chrysanth as well. You cursing gypsy, you very good. Yeah, I can spill the coffee all over here and just smear it around and make it look like an old map. It'll be perfect. Ish. Maybe. All right, so we're going to just mess up the edge of this watery edge. So I just remember that it's the edge of the river. Not actually trying to do anything fancy with it or make it actually look like a lines or anything that would follow eddies or currents or anything. I'm just putting shapes out here. Island is going to have that. Just reminders for myself. So, the Agrian part of the defense, where they had their original defenses and whatnot, would have been a massive shape like this. Now, let me check something on a mapping site. Even though I'm drawing, you guys get to see or get to hear clackety clack clackety clack 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 clack. All right, what is this? Okay, that is not at all what I was looking for. That's an interesting choice, but that's not what I was looking for. And that is not right either. I had a map of this. Nope, that is large scale stuff. That is incorrect. Here, let's try this. Okay, that might work. Good function. Maybe. Thought there was a more specific way of identifying this, and that one has one. Maybe I could go with that. Oh, geez, that page is taking 1,000 years to reload, and it's got a white background and it's blinding me. Yay! Did it ever load? Oh, it did. Okay. Eject all the cookies. Right. Wow, so many different styles. Okay. Okay. All right. Well, we're going to do it this way. Me just making marks that I like. Eventually, if we ever use these maps for more than just my own reference, if somebody does already up versions of them, we'll have them use actual architectural marketings. All right, and then this is going to have a little bit of a thickness to it, because this is the original abutment, the original shape of everything that they did. All right, and that will go down on the side. So pretty much the idea is that there used to be Agrian formations. So on the outside of the city, this arch that I've drawn, if you can see the big arch that's going around the outside there, it's a rampart, an abutment. So they basically built it up really high, and it has a height on the front and height of the back. It's a little less on the inside, but up there is where they would build their outer defense wall, their palisade, their gatehouse, and everything. And the Agrians, a lot of times when these cities were, and the Vicuses and everything were out here, they would leave them as wood fortifications because they were large. So it is likely that this is going to have stayed a wooden gatehouse and palisade guarding the way. So that whole thing would have a wooden everything on top of it. And a gatehouse at the end. Be a gatehouse somewhere along the edge here. One on the border of the lake. One in the middle here. And then in between them, there would be the wall, which I'm just sketching as just a line. I'm not going to go so far as to draw all the little, because not that important on my sketch. But this isn't the final map anyway. It's just my idea of what I would do with this if I were going with it. Hey man, I gotta go find my good pencils. I just bought some cheap pencils to have them because I didn't want to go dig out my boxes from my art classes, but wow, these pencils are not great. They're kind of cheap, but that's okay. Like I said, it's a sketch. It's an old wizard sketch too. Whee! Hey Jensen. You have a game with Rhythm tonight. Oh, you all Rhythm for more than Wednesday stuff. Uh-oh. Dave, it is fine that you weren't able to donate on Sunday. I'm just glad you didn't have an accident while you were texting. I was astounded that me, the person who usually doesn't do very well with the gambling portion of things, managed to win so many damn convictions. So it was pretty entertaining when those guys got to roll. Sand Dragon, Rhythm, and Bill got to roll to steal a conviction from me or not, and they all rolled heads. Like, thanks, the devil, or totally not the devil. Totally not the devil, or something like that. All right, so this area over here makes sense to be the higher part of everything, I think. Yeah, I think that could work out. Because then we've got, let me see here. Myself an idea. An interesting shape, but I don't like it too much. Yeah, because I think the hill that's here, we'll have that be this, and then it's got an ease there. Backside of the hill is higher. And then that's how this road peels off of the main road up. Kind of got this interesting shape here. I will show you guys what I'm doing in a moment here. I'm just kind of toying with it and playing around with this little curvy edge because naturally things get worn by people and they never go the direction you expect them to. It's always the path of, I think they called it the preferred path, or there's a word for it. I can never remember it until I don't need to remember it. Basically, it's not a golden path, but it is the preferred path of people. And whether or not there's like a sidewalk going around, like you'll see a sidewalk goes this way, and it's got a nice curve to it, and everybody's just like, screw that, I'm going straight across the grass. They don't take the nice curve around everything. They're just like, and then they wear a path through the ground, or they wear the path over the top of a roundabout or something and just say, whatever. And they don't care about it. All right, so this would have had the wall. Everything for it up here. Because that would have taken it right into corner. I'm not going to draw the whole thing. I'm just going to literally put my words in here. All right. For that. Well-worn path. Froste, not go to Vegas, you lose. I did correctly call a crit fail. I literally said it was going to be a crit fail, and boom, boy, was it ever a crit fail. On a fear check. And yeah, that hurt. Yeah, I think it's called the desired path. Let me see. Is it called? Yes, desire paths. Yeah, here, I'll throw it in. I'm gonna throw it in. Where we go here? Do we have a Legend Seeker chat, right? Right. All right, I'm just I just typed it in wrong and I put in desired no path. It's very Irish. All right, so let me save this image. Actually, I'm not even sure if I can paste an image in there, but I'm going to try. We'll save this in downloads. All right, so load a file, go to my downloads. Accidentally upload a really naughty picture from the internet. Oh, no, it's just a path. So yeah, in the Legend Seeker chat, you can see what I'm talking about. Where people put in a design and then the users are just like, Rude, I opened the Legend Seeker chat. Yep, Amvek had a crit fail casting a spell in Rips and lost so many active powers. It was great. Oh no, did he? Oh no. The Rifts campaign is going, it's closing up. I might actually miss the end of it with Hans. That's why I had him get kidnapped by the goth girls, the goth witches. Because, you know, oh no! What a way to go! He was more upset because he lost his protection. Oh no! That's not good. That's what we call bad. Yeah, I haven't had a chance to go listen to it / watch it. So what I'm doing here is I've added on the top of this hill here. So I've made this area a hill. It's got, you know, the first topographic line goes kind of around and shows you that. But then there's an inner one. You can see there's another line there, and there's an old fort up top. And so we're going to have a lot of space in between for, you know, houses and yards and the local rat house and all that stuff. So I think we're going to make that here with the tower and the festival ground. Just say RH on it. Rat house. And we're going to have kind of a business. Have something that, I don't know, maybe a blacksmith place over here. We'll see what it ends up being. We don't know. These are just buildings right now. And this is the bottom of the hill, so there's not going to be much of anything there. But on this side, there will be, because this is going right down to the water. And near the water, we're going to be seeing the not jetties, but the piers. There. I just drew over one of those what do you call them? One of the coffee spots. And it kind of smeared my pencil because I guess it was still wet. I do not have a second camera. I would have a second camera because I used to have this set up on this other arm here. I don't know if you can actually even see this because I can't get it in camera. There's another arm right here that had the Calvino cam on it, but my work camera died. So I took that camera and I'm using it for work. Unfortunately. So I'll just keep showing you guys what I'm doing. So I'm playing around down here with piers and little buildings and stuff. Like the rat house, I'm going to be putting this is the town hall basically with the clock tower and a festival ground next to it, and then some other buildings. Everything that leads up towards the old fort will be important, like Main Street kind of things, businesses, places where people can shop, anything government or military related. So we'll probably end up putting something that looks like an old Agrian, like an actual watchtower here, and a barracks, and a couple of buildings next to it that look uniform and very specific. Watchtower, we'll just say B for barracks. Always hate having my second camera point at my desk because I think it points at my crotch. There you go. You wonder who's in Rhythm's homebrew campaign, considering whether or not to join it. Don't know. Does it list the players when you check it out? Is that on Start Playing, I'm assuming? Check something here quickly. Okay. It's only Chrysanth over here on Kick. Not missing anything there. Got it. So I'm adding the little watchtower there. the lower area here. Boop. And playing around with that idea, because I think this town's going to have that kind of big curved wall. They can look out in all the directions facing it, and they have the river at their back. They're not too worried about anything coming from the riverside, because they do have a fort, a mini, like a watchtower fort on the island that looks across, and they also have guards on the other side with the bridge. So they're not too overly concerned that people are gonna show up and try and get them, because all the danger usually came from out there in the hills and whatnot, because most of the creatures didn't have a way of coming across the get out here, fly, coming across the river easily. Darken up the river edge here a little bit for my own happiness, so I can actually tell where it is. Okay, so the river going through. Darken it right there. And there. Okay. Think on that. We're gonna put the big tower here. That there. Give it some thickness. And give it here. And I think the sides of this little island are going to be kind of rocky. It'll kind of make it feel like it's a no-go when it comes to landing on it. That you're not going to be able to get very far. Little bit of a thing there. Put this up. We have the actual edge of this island. Give it a little bit of smoothness to that. Get it kind of edged, like torn away in the river over the years. That was all stopping people from coming out to it, trying to get up there. Unless you're Sam Fisher or somebody from a spy game. So we got the island with this little watchtower there. A little pass through for smaller boats. Larger boats have to go around the south part of the river, but the smaller boats can go into that kind of sheltered area, like fishing boats and whatnot. Larger boats will go down farther. They will probably go under the main bridge, and they will come to the larger piers on the actual docks that are farther down the river here. Goes out. And then we'll give them a road. I'm thinking if I do that, where did my other reference image go? I think the inner road out here will not go too close to the river, because if it did, it would probably be in some kind of swampy terrain. Not swampy, but like wet terrain. So it's probably got to stay on the high ground above the river. All right, and then we can blend this into this road right next to my coffee stain. Yay! Coffee stains are me. All right, side road. Catch it in here quickly so I have the basics of it. And I always try to do weird little things with roads, because I don't build towns exactly like they would be in, like, medieval England, where they were all laid out with, the church owns this, and this is this person's place, and this is this person's place, and everything is like a little sliver off it, little sliver off it, little sliver off it. it depends on who designed the city and what part of the city was actually planned out first. And also the geography. So the Fryland cities used to have something there until the Agrians came in and then kind of organized them. And then they left, and the Frylanders were just like, yeah, we don't like this. And so they let some of it fall into disrepair and ruin and just said, forget it. We don't care. All right, this road, it fronts over by all that. Have a little angle there. And this isn't a massive town. It is fortified pretty well for its size because of the importance of all the trade, or not trade, but the technically it's trade, all the farming that goes on in this area, because this is kind of the breadbasket of Rhineland, and they want to protect it. And since they're pretty well defended, goblins and things like that, you know, like goblin alchemists with weird names that would want to come and hurt this town, Crescent, they'll be kept at bay. All right, and so if we get another, I think we're going to, at the end of this thing here, we're going to put one of the larger structures of the town here. And we'll make it so it is a temple. And we'll make it at the end of that road. I'm not sure if this is to Arendor or if it's the Volcan, but we'll it's right at the end of that road. So it's the thing that says temple here. You can't read it really because, well, who knows if you can read my block lettering? I don't know. Ragabash? No. Ragabash don't exist. I didn't say the name out loud. I just said it was, you know, for humans. That's a weird name. Oh, you see Dave and Aiden's reviews of Rhythm? That's about it. Oh, sad. Why would you trust those fools? Says Dave. Chrysanthemum Goblin. I don't know if you just came out swinging, Gino, or if you're trying to say something about her character, or if you're trying to say something about her character, if you know what I mean. Defend yourself, Chrysanthemum. Defend yourself. Niffy Gurglebeaker. That just sounds like somebody who drinks a lot of things they're not supposed to drink. What's your goblin's name? I like samples. No, what's your name? That is my name. I like samples. It's what I am. My name is I really want to drink it all. I got something in my eye. It's very annoying, whatever it was. Because it kind of stings slightly. Make my eye tear up. Hopefully it wasn't hot sauce. If so, yeah, I got myself. Folks, we got him. Me. Wazzlepox. Wazzlepox. Bad bunk. I like chocolate milk. I only just joined that campaign. We haven't even done character creation yet. Well, they may be... I think maybe they're just having fun with you. I don't know. Possibility. All right, well, that works. Now, the only thing is, I didn't leave myself enough room to do a little switchback road over here, so I'm going to have to delete a tiny bit. I have to do some city reconstruction here, folks. It's minor. It's going to be fine. Down here. Connect it to this. But I think it's going to have a little curve to it, now that I think about it. That. Yeah, I think I could do that. I think that could work. That little bit. Delete, I mean erase. Now I feel like I'm going to sneeze. Whatever it is, it's gone through my my eye down in my sinuses, my tear ducts, whatever, and just like, it's getting me. I got gotten. You don't know, folks. You don't know. Yeah. Probably the only one who knows what that's from. I don't. That doesn't ring any bells for me. Then again, I think society's doomed because some stupid ass looking cartoon is supposedly Netflix's most watched movie ever or something. So, and I'm sure I've angered like every, what do they call them, weebs? Every weeb in the world by saying that. That's fine. I have a difference of opinion, and I can still be right. Ha ha! See what I did there? I said that it worked today and instantly angered someone who said, I don't think I can stay in this meeting with you. I said, oh no, meeting's over. You organized the meeting. Which they responded, no, they were trapped with me. In my opinion. We're going to go down here. We're going to roll that up into the road. Oh, that's way too big. And they said, this shows that your opinion isn't valid. And I said, no, this shows that there are a lot of people who like that stuff. Now, the test will be whether or not Netflix realizes, hey, there's room for more than one kind of genre of something in the world. And you don't have to switch your entire focus to something. But, you know, it's Netflix. They don't always make sense. People aren't always wise. How about that? What was it? K-pop Demon Hunters. I hate the CGI style. I don't know. I looked at it and I was like, ooh. It looked bad. Just the art just looked bizarre and googly to me. But the scenes and everything I saw from it, I was like, oh, anime. Okay. And that was all I needed. And some weird meme of a person sniffing a piece of sushi or something, or a cucumber or something. I was like, that is disturbing. And I'm sure there are people out there who think that's the height of animation, but I just think, wow, I'd like fries with that. Oops, sorry, I say that out loud. Trap them all. What is that? Of the stupid Netflix? So it's the one that Gino set up above. Wizard hates anime. Oh, I don't get it because it has absolutely no draw for me. I've been The only anime that I kind of found even interesting slightly was Akira back in the day, and then there was something called The Record of Lodos War, which was kind of interesting, and something called The Lensman I saw once. But most everything else is just the same crap over and over, and people are like, it's such a deep story. I said, oh, did this happen? They're like, yeah. Okay. Like, well, so you watched it. Like, oh. You don't like anime. Don't tell Circus. Okay. Circus, don't listen. Some people like it. My niece and nephew absolutely love the stuff. They've tried their entire existence to get me to like it. And I've tried my entire existence to get them to like 80s music. Hasn't worked out for either one of us. They liked one about some demon and some girl that were trying to help each other, and the demon kept yelling her name every episode over and over. And I said, don't you find this repetitive where he's yelling Kawasaki and she's yelling, I don't know, Konnichiwa the whole time? I don't remember what the characters' names were, but they were generic anime names that probably mean something really deep to anime people. They just kept yelling each other's names because they were like, no, you're getting taken away from me. So I'm playing around with roads. So I'm adding more roads into the city for the outside edges and the flow and everything around here. Kind of starting to look like a creepy little dude with a strange sideways alien face. Gonna go snitch on the wizard. Do it! Gundam Wing Endless Waltz. I don't know, it's a big robot show. How many shows do I have to watch to know I don't like it? One more! Just one more, Dave! One more! Try one more! Try one more! What was the one that Noel in our Thursday night game was going on and about? It was some hotel show. I was like, oh my god, I'm so amazing and everything. And I went over and I started watching just to see what the first minute or first bit was. And the first minute or two, I was just like, holy hell, this is bad. Just turn it off. I'm like, well, to each his own. Synopsis from Froste were hilarious. Yay! I'm the best. I literally don't remember what the hell it was, but it was some guy who was Inuyasha is one of the people's names or the show. Hotel show from Amazon was horribly sexual. I didn't even get that far. I have no idea. I was like, I don't like it. No, sir. I don't like it. I'm going to make this a little larger here, this little area. Makes sense. Makes sense. Because people would cut these roads off. Or continued just movement. There's going to be an inn there. Where the hell this house is. Building. This thing. Out here a little farther. Close one here. Another one here. That's a little smaller. And then we're going to probably bisect this somewhat with a few more roads. Yeah, we'll do it that way. I mean, they might as well be have been yelling like, Kokomo Joe! Razzle Pam! I don't remember what they were even yelling for. If they were getting separated or demons were trying to take her away or he was Being a demon, I don't know. I'm sure it's really deep. And there's like a lot of story behind it and stuff. I care. I care a lot. You can tell how much I care by the fact that I'm totally talking about this while I'm drawing a map. Hasman Hotel. That's what it was. Yes, yes, yes. What are the classes already in use? You should know. Wait till people start recommending panty and stocking with garter belt. I'm sad that that's an actual name of something. Oh well. We had a pretty good run as humans. And then the people who sleep with pillows started setting the tone for society. Oh well. So I'm breaking up some of the area up here with little interstitial streets pass on through. I still have somebody telling me that I need to play a horse game that isn't about horses. It's girls who are racing, but they think they're horses or they are horses or some crap like that. And they're like, it's very deep and it's very cool and all the characters like have individual personalities and they do this and that. And I said, okay, are they horses or people? And the answer I got was, why does that matter? I said, oh dear. Then is this a Hello Kitty issue? Where everybody's like, look at the little kitty, and everybody's like, oh, she's cute. And then the creator's like, she's a girl. Okay. That's disturbing. You just want to facepalm it up. I play a Drake Warden Ranger. Hell is a Drake Warden. Aiden is a fighter rogue. Mike is an old cleric. Old cleric, trickery domain. Froste is a sorcerer, blood magic from hell. It's like one of my friends told me the only kind of book she reads are the smutty fantasy ones. I just stared at her. Did she melt from the judging? I want to think that she melted like the guys who opened the Ark of the Covenant. About 2 naughty angels kicked out of heaven. Well, okay, right there. What the hell, anime? Thanks, Japan. Both sister, one named Panty, the other named Stocking. Yes, because God would name his angels Panty and Stocking. Yep. And they have to go around killing demons while collecting. And then Dave says underage girls. Like, I don't think those two thoughts were supposed to go together, but that is disturbing. Thanks, anime. Heaven coins. Wow, that doesn't sound like every other game out there. They turned it into something like that. Okay. The guy they work for who's in talks with Heaven is a former pimp named... Again, the people who sleep with pillows. Brought to you by... I'll say it out loud. Pillow humpers. Hello, Cajun Corey. You're just in time to hear about pillow humping anime fans. Woo! I'm sorry, they call them body pillows, I know. I apologize to the body pillow aficionados out there. I know it's a thing. Some people just, they love them. So I am working on a sketch of a town right now. Town on a river with a little island and all kinds of stuff and little buildings and things popping into it. Oh, I need to find my body pillows. What? Anime fans? Yeah, just talking about it. I've had people, I insulted an anime fan at school, or at school today. That third period, I totally insulted them. I mean at work in a meeting. Like school sometimes today. Kinda did. I'm not gonna lie. Alright, things around because I got work. What is this? What just occurred to me. Okay, wait, open the message. Sorry, one of my guys had a very cutting insight, and I'm just like, do I encourage him? No. No, because that's something I can say and maybe not get too much heat for. If he said it, he might get in a little bit of trouble. So I'll just not say anything about it. Here. That is that, and that is that. All right, those will be livestock pens, I think. I think we'll have a big old table here. Okay. Parker likes them a lot. Oh, wait. Nobody can call people warlocks unless you're a wizard. It is like the N word. Huh? Wow. Wow. Who knew, man? Who knew? Go. A little bit of building there. So the people of this town, okay, cats, people of this town are mainly agriculturally based, but that's really the people who run the farms outside of town. Some of the people in town are more like, hey, we're the livestock people. Hey, we're this people. We're those people. The rest of the people in town, besides that, would be the military, the people running the town, and all the purveyors of goods, and the fishermen. So we'll have a good amount of fishermen along the wharf area. There'd be a few storage warehouses down this way. Some of these buildings will be probably as big as the temple, actually. We got a lot of goods to store. All right, and the fishermen will be down here, yes. Be a lot of smaller houses down here. There, because we're going to put a through street in here too. I'm gonna branch this street right through there, connect it to there, right on down, boop, and then we'll do that, and we'll try and delete a little bit with this crappy eraser I bought. I really need to get myself a click eraser, like a pencil eraser. I really like those. They kind of look like a pencil, and you just advance the eraser out. Click, click, click. They do get worn down, and you don't get as much control, but they work out pretty well. They work out pretty well. Be an inn down here too. Glass houses. Make video games, work and play TTRPGs on the channel, make fun of anime fans. Yes. Oh, I do it all the time. Because the games I make have absolutely nothing to do with anime. And TTRPGs, I've never played in one that has anything to do with anime, but that's fine. People do. Eh. And they can hate my stuff. And that is fine. That's what makes the world go round. Hate. Isn't it? Right? Back me up on this. I will say it's nice when I actually meet a rational anime fan who's like, oh yeah, it's not for everybody. Instead of, you don't understand, it is the premier form of entertainment for most of the world. Like, well, if we went that route, everybody'd be watching soccer too, which also sucks. Soccer's kind of fun to play, but watching it, good God. Almost as bad as curling. Which I've never played. I don't know if it'd be fun to do curling, but watching curling, not in my top 30 things, maybe, to watch. You know, I should check X really quickly because I commented on, I don't remember whose post it was today, and somebody said something about somebody named the original Badman followed me. Yeah, Twitch TV guy. Naughty Kitty and 9 others like my reply recently. Zuman Enjoyer. Okay. I don't know who any of these people are. Okay. But basically, what? I don't know 90% of what that just said. This person has a lot of words in their bio. I don't know what a Maho enthusiast is, but I'm scared. Hopefully that's not a bad word in some language. But anyway, I had responded to Endymion, basically because there was a talk about Japanese devs are pissed that content creators are live streaming their games, making more money off their games than they are, and some creators aren't even leaving links to the games for people to buy, and they're trying to figure out if they do need to do revenue sharing with content creators. And my response was, I make video games for a living and have for 30 plus years. Here's my clumsy take on it. We developers are not rock stars. No one pays to watch the guy who made the rules of basketball, or the court, or the shoes. They want to watch players showcase and compete in the game. Would I love to make millions for actually creating the products that are so beloved and play around the world? Sure. I won't, though, and that's just the way it is. And so, I haven't gotten any hate for it yet, which is good. Screw soccer! Yeah, and I'm like, it's the way of things. I mean, nobody wants to see, you know, any of that stuff or hear any of that stuff. Now, if it were a girl in a bikini making a game, then everybody would be there because that's the way Twitch and stuff works. If it were a guy playing a game and doing extremely well or doing extremely poorly and complaining about it constantly, you totally have an audience. So, like I said, nobody really wants to deal with that sort of stuff. But here you're the guy who came up with the pop fly rule. Yeah, that was me. Could I get your autograph? That doesn't happen. My God, you're the best line painter in the field. Well, thank you. Sure, I'll sign your baby. Hope people don't do that sort of stuff. Don't sign babies. Don't shake them either. Be nice to them. Babies. Or they're poopy and whatever, but they're babies. It's supposed to be that way. And they get big, and then they go out and do jobs and stuff. Right? Russ bikini stream. If you don't know I'm not wearing a bikini right now, you might be getting your wish at the moment. We're an entertainment-based society. People don't really care about the process behind it. They want to be entertained by it. Exactly. You are not wrong. All right. Well, I've been playing around while I've been chatting and making fun of anime. Filling in some of these little areas here. Like little houses. I put a livestock yard, a double livestock yard. It's got a fence between it so they can keep, different types of livestock separate, but they take up the entire block. And this one over here is a stable and a whole stable pen yard, and then near it are some like more well-to-do houses out in the edge of town. I'm gonna go start doing stuff over here, but in the area where the river goes down through, in the low area here, I have little houses on that side of the road. All the way along this whole thing here. Oops. All the way along. I can go down. There we go. All the way along this area here. And I'm doing it up here too. There's little houses. So where those rivers are, like we have the outer part of the city, it comes up a little bit, and then it slopes down into the riverbed where that river comes through, and it slopes back up to the main part of the town, and it goes up high to the fort. Which is the high part on the river, and the rest slopes kind of up again to the main part of the city, and then slopes down to the river again. Slightly. It's not a very big slope, but it's high enough that they don't get completely flooded out. He does that, find a way to get my Mythic subscription canceled and all my money back. See, that's why I don't do these things, just for the benefit of the channel. Yay! Yay me! Or yay, decency. We'll go with decency. How the heck did I throw that up there? Let's see. Do you think they would, in this kind of a town, like this little medievally type town, do you think they would have anything else like landmark wise? Can you think of anything that you would see, like if you went to a town in somewhere in Poland or Germany, or if you're in a fantasy realm like Bree or Rohan or something like that, something you'd see in a town that would be a landmark that's not a normal business? Like, do they have like a statue to something? A graveyard? Do you think that they would be the kind of people who would keep their graveyard? I think, well, actually, these guys do barrows. Never mind. They do usually take their dead outside of town. They wouldn't have it inside their village here. There's got to be some more things, though. Because I know there are little road shrines and things I can put outside the town. But inside the town, and the reason I have that stockyard and everything is because since Fryland is large and they have a lot of grasslands and a lot of land to cover, horses are a big part of it. They actually have to, their teams of horses for all their wagons and traveling and everything when they're not using boats. They have to be able to get around, and horse flesh is a big thing. It's a very important thing. Everyone doesn't live in a cemetery. Not everybody, Dave. Got the Legend Seeker sports bra. Yeah, that's me. No. I did get a package today that I completely forgot about, that I ordered like a while back, because I'm like, oh, I should get some of these. And I got it, and I opened it up, and I looked at it, and I was like, what the hell? because it had a wrapper on the outside that really obscured what was inside it. And I'm like, what is this? It's squishy. It was a bag of socks. It had a black bag around it that was like sealed, and it looked like this thing. I'm like, did I order like a hoodie or something? Like, it's just literally a bag of socks. Because I was like, well, I got to replace some socks. I might as well get a big bag of socks. I ordered it a while ago, and I don't know why it took that long to get here, but now I have replacement socks. And now it's sitting down next to here. And guess who was sitting on it all afternoon? Benji. Every time he came in, he's like, it's like, something to sit on. I'm like, I gave you a new cat bed right there. Don't sit on my bag of socks. I haven't even taken them upstairs and just thrown them in the laundry yet. They're just sitting in a bag. Central fountain is used a lot. Yeah, I think that would be kind of cool because I have this area right here. So the main gates come down through, and there's this main area, the plaza, because the temple is right down here, and the main stuff goes to the fort over here. I think a big fountain in that plaza right there would be, in that area, would be kind of cool. I think that'd be kind of neat. Actually, I wonder if I should kind of... Excuse me. I think I just got Benji for picking up that bag. Yay! Thank you, Benji. You're the gift that keeps on giving. Stone actually. Well, I do have the wooden gatehouse that is really ancient because it was, Agrian and Freilander. And they do, the other places that I have these, their embrasure, or not braziers, their battlements and everything are really heavily carved wood. I think that'd be cool. Actually, I think it'd be cool if those towers had all kinds of stories and things carved into it, and the arch above the door and everything would be really carved. That would be pretty cool. Yeah. But what I was thinking is I'm wondering if maybe could I get away with making this area right off of the bridge look a little more formal? Like they actually did some kind of an Agrian build at some point to make this central plaza, and then put the main fountain and stuff around it. I don't think I want to do that part, because then we could have this main kind of thoroughfare with a fountain in the center and just an area around it where people could gather. I'll think about that. I'll put that there, and we'll see if that turns out to work. The only problem with that is that since it's a main thoroughfare, you have to have enough room for the horses and carts to go around it. And you don't want to get run over while you're getting water. Hello, the real Chrysanth. How are you doing? You're so real. All right. What is this note? Okay. All right. Let's move this over here, and let's check this note. I don't even know what that means. All right. None of those words made any sense to me. Bing. I'm doing great. How are you? I'm doing great. Too chipper to be me. Nice. Mm. Okay. Got it. Okay. All right. So I just got a link sent to me of an oyster harvesting machine. I don't know why. It's on X, and I just followed the link, and it is. They have those posts. I don't know if they're wood or concrete. They stick in the water, and they put the seed material, whatever they do for oysters, to go up, and they grow up the poles. And this thing is on this hydraulic thing. It comes down, it goes around it, clamps on, scrapes them all off, picks them over, and drops them into a big bucket. That's pretty fun. Unlike that fake chrysanth, I'm actually nice. You must be the real chrysanth because you like to fish. Wow. Well, you got a nod from Cajun Corey, so yep. Oh dear. Okay. Okay then. Wow, I'm just people are weird. Sorry. It just seeing things on X occasionally makes me just question whether or not people actually were ever raised, ever knowing what was going on in the world, ever. Like, oh my god, this is cool. And half of it has to be a joke. Half of it has to be joke just for, interactions because they want people to be annoyed or disgusted or whatever. Eh. Mm. Ah. Fishing or just fishy? Fake chrysanth is getting a little crabby. Dougie Smalls with a little fishy in Florida. Wah, wah. Gosh. Oh, I guess the other thing that's probably getting me is the fact that I'm getting to the bottom of my coffee cup full of hot sauce. That's probably doing a good part of it too. Um, all right, so I've got a little central fountain, which is nice, and it's not too far away from the temple and the rat house, which is the town hall. We're gonna put on this side of the area. We're gonna put another large building here. Got a little bit of an angle to it because I just didn't draw it very straight. Oh, I wonder, do I? Oh, I do have a pencil sharpener here, but I don't have anything to sharpen it into. Oh, wait, yes, I do. I do, in fact. All right, let's sharpen this thing up a little bit. I kind of miss my my little sharpening palette. It was basically it was a little paddle board, about like this long, and it had a little handle on it, and it was square at the end, but it was stapled, and it was a whole pad of basically sandpaper. And you would just put your pencil on it and just like a little sharpening stone for your pencils. And I haven't had one of those for a while. There we go, a nice sharp edge. I mean, I'm using a 2B pencil, so it gets dull pretty quickly. Not surprising. Okay. Speaking of shrimp, always reminds me of David Spade, Shrimp, and Tommy Boy. Ugh. I'll be quiet now, Chris. No, keep the puns coming. Everyone leaps to her defense. If you all knew how she really was. Wow. I feel like I'm going to sneeze at some point here. I'm trying really hard not to, though. Because for one, I don't want to deafen everyone. I don't want my glasses to fly off my face, and I don't want to be sneezing for like a minute and a half. But I also don't want to keep sniffling because of this. It'll go away eventually. It'll go away eventually. It'll be fine. All right, so I'm thinking the other thing I'm going to do, I'm going to put another stable in here. I'm going to put this stable like literally right at the front gate. So it's a totally different stable. Yeah, that'll work. And we'll pop another road down in here. Do some more road work over here. Make these slightly wider than the other side. I think that one works. And then I'll bring one more across here. So I'm breaking up the downside here. This let's see, this area. Whoop. And so what I was saying about the stable is what I did was I put another massive stable here, a huge stockyard for whatever. I could just say stockyard, but I specifically had livestock down here. But I also had the other stable over here. So we got a stable, a stockyard, and another stable here. I guess I could say stable slash. Oh my gosh. I can't leave when I make a weird mistake, like if I make a T and it sticks above the top a little bit when I'm making block letters. I can't stand it. Even if I'm literally just doing a sketch. All right, stable stockyard. Got it. Do not talk to Hoffney. Don't do it. E smalls equals spawn. By the way, on my link tree, I did add the link to my fourth wall. Ow! Smashed my knee right into my desk. Well, who needed a kneecap? Meh, Patellish Matella. Nutella. Whatever. Put it right on the edge of the desk, too. That was pretty good. I didn't pull it off or anything, but it didn't feel good. I'm just gonna say. And it shook my camera, probably. Anyway. What was I even saying? Talk to Hoffney. No. I'm talking to Hoffney. You got a bot or solicitor? Could have been both. Why Hoffney is the son of Morty. Sorry. Fewer things these days can make me as revolted as the idea of Mort existing. I'm just saying. That's going to be a large place. We're going to go over some smaller places out here. because that feels cool. Here. Beep. This will be where some of the less desirable things are, like businesses and whatnot. You know, tanneries, things that need to be by the water's edge. But I think what we're going to do then is we're going to buy the temple here. And by this, we're going to make this whole area kind of the fairground or festival grounds or market. Yeah, so I'm just marking really roughly this area that is behind. So we got the temple, and this is the rat house. This whole area between all these buildings, I just marked it as market, because that whole area would be what they use for market day. They use it for weddings. They use it for gatherings. They use it for probably any kind of like sentencing for anybody that's done anything pretty heinous. And I think, yeah, I'm gonna put some more large buildings down by the waterfront, because the businesses that do a lot of shipping are gonna need some large buildings to keep everything in. That makes sense. One inside here, because we're gonna have another little road that comes off of here, like that, kind of envelops and comes out here into whatever this is. I think that'll be an important building. You gotta go Scar Rhythm. Get him! If you've ever played a game with Dave, you'll know he just wanders off. Yeah, I know some of the people in my Thursday night game do the same thing. Oh wait, Dave's in my Thursday night game. Huh. I wouldn't say, though, yeah, I don't think I can say he wanders off. He goes off with a purpose, usually to die. Dave doesn't wander off. His characters wander off and go to do, you know, their business, whatever their business is. Sometimes Dave and or Codarillion will just go off and then get crushed by a rock and take the equivalent of like before they get down size to the normal amount of wounds. Like one of the hits that hit him would hit Codarillion, one of the guys in the campaign, was 5 wounds, but I think he got hit 3 times, and he finally ran out of bennies and couldn't soak the last one, and they get crushed by a boulder. You know, they're doing things. They're doing their stuff. They're making their way downtown, so to speak. It's the thing that people do. And we'll put one more of these here. That one will be there. A lot of houses in this area. It's going to be the other part of the waterfront where smaller fishermen also have things moored. One more out here. Oop, there we go. Must be because of some of those online influences. Haha. I blame Erudia. Sounds like Moss and Quarter. Moss doesn't really wander much. He just ends up in a bad spot. TBG wanders off. I believe it. I believe it. Sorry, I'm finally getting to the point where I think the hot sauce is making my nose run enough that I might not have to sneeze now. Perfect opportunities for Croissant to kill him. No witnesses. Whoa! I can't stand the storyline in animes in general because it is all about showing you everything in a gesture or whatever, but also telling you every damn thing that's going on. They're like, oh my god, I am so embarrassed. And then they start bleeding from their face or something, and they're like, I cannot stand this level of embarrassment. And they tell you every damn thing they're thinking at every single freaking moment. Like, holy crap, I figured it out, dude. You don't need to tell me everything that you're thinking or feeling every single time. Oh my god, this pencil is sharp. Yes, it is sharp. Oh no, the pencil is sharp. Have you noticed this pencil is sharp? Look, everyone, the pencil is sharp. Sharp pencils. Then somebody comes up and goes, right, it is sharp. We have to study this. Like, I think we figured out the pencil sharp. But that's me. I like subtlety. Well, I guess I'm back. Rhythm got his teeth knocked out. Wait, what? I'm hoping that was in game. Watch Bible Black. Oh no. Almost at the end of the cup. Pencils are sharp. You're not wrong. Pencils are sharp, or they can be dull. No rhythm game tonight. He had dental work. Aha! Yeah. I'm looking at what I've drawn and looking at a reference piece that I had here. Okay, I think that works. That's kind of interesting. Old trope with bad dubbing. I don't know. Everything that everybody has shown me, that every time they're like, you should try this one. I start watching it, and half the time I'm like, oh, wait, is this about this? I'm like, yep. Or they're like, no, not even close. Like, oh, okay, well, they totally did something I didn't expect. They're like, oh, that's because you don't understand this. Like, don't tell me. Don't tell me the thing I'm not supposed to understand. They're like, well, you won't understand it if you don't understand the trope. I'm like, okay. Dang it. It's that idea that that you won't get it unless you've read other stuff. I'm like, I don't think that's necessarily true. But also, I don't love that idea. Like, where do I jump in? Well, don't jump in. Like, I don't know who it was that was telling me about. They decided that after they watched the TV show, they were going to really jump into the book for One Piece. And I said, okay. I heard that thing has like 1,000 episodes or something. And they said, oh, what? What the hell? They're like, I can't catch up on that much stuff. And I said, I don't know, get going if you really like it. They're like, yeah, I like it, but I don't know if I like it that much. I'm like, well, you'll find out when you get like 50 episodes or 50 books in or something. They're like, I don't know. They're like, this feels like I'm getting into Warhammer. I said, ooh, that was pretty good. Oh, good God. Oh my God. I'm sorry. Somebody just sent me something. Chrysanth, I'm sending this to you. Not because I saw you have to see it, but this typifies the book stuff that I was talking about. Feel free to share it with anybody you want to, but oh my God. I'm sorry. You hate One Piece? Now I don't know what to do for the next 4 hours. Do something, Dave! I'm not going to tell you guys the name of the title of this book that somebody sent me the link for a post on X about, but the side little bar of it's called A Monster Bait Romance. Capital Monster, capital Bait, B-A-I-T, capital R Romance. Oop. And this is I think, I don't know if this is self-published, but this is a USA Today best-selling author's book. A millennial in a ton of college debt who goes to work at a something for minotaurs. He has thrown up many times now. I can't even, what in the absolute, oh my God. Woo. Okay, back to wholesome legend lore writing that don't involve any of the things that I just saw. I'm going to draw some more squares on this piece of paper. Oh, look at that. More squares. Hey, I got squares on the piece of paper. All right, we'll give the temple grounds a little bit of space here. Eventually, that would become like a fence or something. All right, so I have a good majority of everything in the city filled in here. So the new stable and whatnot along this outer wall down here. This has been, this is medium-sized homes of people who are probably well-to-do-ish in terms of the town. More fishermen down along the wharf here, smaller buildings, smaller whatever, and some other people here and there along the river. But then Temple has its own grounds here. The larger buildings down here are all the warehouses for all the larger boats that come in and out. And then over here, a lot more fishing, all leading up into the main part of the town and the old fort and whatnot. So I'm getting there. I've got a lot of it done. And this is just, like I said, this is the first draft. I might take this after that and sketch it in a little bit more, or scan it in actually. Put it on the computer too. I hate that law of the internet. Well, hey, this is what people sell, and this is what people are like, oh yeah, totally. This is what the market, is all about and wants. But it's also not, because, we don't want you thinking this is all there is, but I'm willing to bet that this is like a huge majority of what you find on bookshelves right now. I haven't gone into a bookstore in months, because last time I was there, holy cow. Oh, it was just like, oh, well. Oh, hey, I'm watching Starship launch attempt. Looks like it launched. It did not explode. Who was saying, Gino, you're saying you don't like One Piece. It's all about pirates, right? That's the pirate one where people are like stretchy arms and weird stuff and swords and pirates and all that. Should send that book to a rude eye. Oh God, I would never have anybody touch it, think about it, spend money on it. It's just, oh, ah. If that person who is that disturbing wants to do disturbing stuff and write disturbing stuff, they can write it all they want. And I guess more power to them if they become a best-selling author because of that. No one should see that. Exactly. I don't mind torture. Oh, wait, that doesn't sound right. You're right. It does not sound right. That sounds incorrect. Sounds like a bad thing. All right. So let's see here. I don't know if I want to put a note on here because this, I'll put myself a note here on the bottom. I'll put this up here. Oh, wait, actually, wait. That. Almost put the wrong name up here. And to the Southfields across the river. All right. So we got the town. We got some basic stuff set up for it. We got the idea of how the defensive wall was. See, that is why we don't have good books anymore. Yep. People like to read and write some messed up stuff. Well, Dave, that is one of them. Freaking wine ants with no kids. Dave, here, I am going to bless you. I am going to bless you with this, Dave. Get ready. Are you ready? Enjoy, Dave. I love the Serenity complained about how it was written when she read it. What did she not like about it? I don't remember. Oh, I sent it to Dave already. I sent it to him. He's going to probably buy a copy. He's probably going to send it to Erudia. He is probably also going to buy himself a copy. I'm hoping he does not buy a copy. Enjoy. Now it's Dave's turn to just throw up emojis in the chat. At least I hope he throws morning glory, blah, 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 emojis in the chat. Oh, wait, I mean, I'm curious, but don't want to know. You do not want to know. He hasn't responded yet. I think he may have died. You don't want to know. He is correct. Oh, no, Dave. No. No. No, Dave. Dang it, Dave. No, that is not the response. It's society doesn't want that. No. Okay. Popcorn. Oh, God. It's so wrong. No. Let's see. Was there something else? I'm looking at the notes here. I could put a shrine out here on the side of the road near it. But... Yep, got multiple copies to burn. Oh, wait. Yeah. Hey, Chrysanth, you feel free to delete that DM if it's haunting you. You do that. You just delete it. Delete away. Okay. Looking at my other notes here. Looking at the map here. Why can't I move the map? Dang it, it won't let me move the map suddenly. You know, I really don't like when the map program freezes like that. It always makes me wonder what's going on. Just missing a chapter. Missing chapter for interspecies reviewers. Ugh. All right, so that heads up over that way through to Göteborg and into the hills. So the north fields are up here. South fields are down here along the river. And that's the lake, which I have a name for, and I don't think I put it on here because I couldn't fit it. Free on Kindle. Don't do it, Dave. Don't do it. It's a bad idea. You don't want it. Ain't nobody wants that. Right. There's a second book in this series? No. It's a little disturbing that somebody can become a best-selling author and make a lot of money off that stuff. But at the same time, if people are willing to pay for it, okay. Free market, right? All right, what is this? Okay. All right. Oh, interesting. Wait a second. Is this actually true? Let me check something here. Let me check something. Aha! Here, Chrysanth. This will cleanse your palate. This will completely cleanse your palate. Enjoy that link. After Trump put out his thing about Cracker Barrel saying, oh man, you're missing, you can totally turn this around by putting the old logo back and doing all this stuff. You're missing an opportunity if you don't do it. Cracker Barrel put out a thing that says, we thank our guests for sharing your voices and love for Cracker Barrel. We said we would listen, and we have. Our new logo is going away, and our old timer will remain. At Cracker Barrel, it's always been and always will be about serving delicious food, warm welcomes, blah, 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 blah. All that stuff. So, step 1, keep the logo. Step 2, I'm just saying, there's other steps that can be taken to fix things up a little bit. You are correct that that is the next step, Chrisanne. Nobody complained about Beauty and the Beast. Oh, I thought Beauty and the Beast was kind of disturbing. But that's me. Chat froze up. Thought folks are chatting and kicking out here. Moonskull bad. Women's version of the worst. Well, that's because that's what dominates the literary market at the moment. That's why people are not doing a whole bunch of other things. Yeah. I think I would rather spend 20 to give Froste a bed. Thank you. That is, yeah, the trash that is getting published. And that person is a New York Times best-selling author. Or USA Today, not New York Times, but still. Ooh, pics of the new kittens. It's, yeah, exactly. It's not even steamy romance. It's not like the books that my mom had when I was younger. There was all Harlequin romance and stuff like that. And it was just like, oh, yeah. It's sort of like, ooh, what? Yeah. Welcome trash people into establishment. Yes. Get me in there. All right. I can't believe they spent $700,000 developing that logo and whatever else they did. I know it was for a whole bunch of other stuff, only to just be like, "Woo, okay, that was a bad idea." Oops. All right. Um. Well, this is interesting. Oh, is this the guy you were telling me about? Carnage or something? I guess he's got a huge following. He was in a meeting with the people who made Vampire the Bloodlines, and he was in a meeting about the direction of it, and he says he's cautiously optimistic and thanks to them for listening. Okay. I guess that they're listening to, assuming him because he's got like a large following, I'm guessing. I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know the guy. Maybe he knows a lot about games or something. I don't know. I don't know. I don't follow enough streamers. Doop, 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 doop. Hey, I was just watching a stream looking at MGS Delta early release. MGS Metal Gear Solid. Are they making another Metal Gear Solid game? I played one of them, the kind of the open world one. I think it was. Okay. Streamers are the worst. Yeah. Large Following has done some voice acting work involved in game dev. Okay. No clue who he is. Involved in game dev? Is he actually a game developer or is he trying to make a game or what? No clue. Oh, they remade Metal Gear Solid 3 and it comes out this week. I don't remember which one I played. I played the one that was more of the open world one, so I don't know if that was 3 or if that was something else. It was the one with the female sniper in it. And you had your base back at the oil rig or whatever the heck it was. Something like that. Something like that. All right. Okay. All right. Okay, that's stupid. All right. All right. You're making 3 Metal Gear Solid 5. Oh, okay. 3, 4, and 5 have different levels of open world. 3 and 4 are open level design. Okay, I got it. I think his role is probably like producer advisory. He's not writing code. Okay. And I'll be that guy who's a developer, way more to making a game than writing code. But yes. So I have no idea what portion he'd be involved in. If he's doing story, if he's building things, if he's just producing, directing. I have no clue. But interesting. Quiet is one of the best support NPCs there is. Yeah, I didn't understand her character, but then again, I don't understand a lot of Japanese game developments and why she was running around dressed like she was and wearing like one glove and not two, or why she was even wearing one. I don't know. I don't understand. But that's me. I don't get it. All right, so I've got this saved out. Let me make sure this is saved too. Boop. Yay, it's saved. Nothing. Need to give us Dino Crisis 1 and 2. I don't understand a lot of things. Well, I don't either. Pretty active in giving feedback on the Dune survival game to its devs. Yeah, I gave them feedback too, but since I'm not a big streamer, it just happened to be a veteran game developer. They didn't generally listen to anything I had to say. Though that one community service lady did respond when I said one thing. And that was the end of it. Like, okay, whatever. Yeah, that's pretty much what I told them. I was like, there's really no reason to go out and do 90% of the stuff after you get to a certain point. So, but hey, if you got the following and you've got people who will listen to you because of it, great. Fantastic. Huh. Okay, why is this beeping at me? Oh, it just saved itself again. Clothes impeded her breathing. Really? Okay. Well, hey, there's the Japanese rationale for you. The clothes got in the way of my breathing. This is Clay's reason for taking off his towel and stuff too. It wasn't, necessarily to save the woman and splash water and stuff on things. He just was like, I'm having trouble breathing. Is it hot in here? Okay, maybe not. Well, so I'm going to be spending a good portion of this evening working. So I might not be streaming after this because my in real life game got canceled because, well, work is crazy for everybody. And I'm going to be working as well. She breathed through her skin. Why? Who knows? Why not? Right? Right. I mean, technically, our skin has to breathe. It's just not how we breathe. Totally. That was just a cheap excuse. Gene modifications. All right. We got it. She's got good genes. That where we were going with that? I think that's where we were going with this whole thing. That's my understanding. All right. So, I'm going to find something real quick here. I'm going to find a thing if I can find it. All right. Let's see. Boop, 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 boop. Oh, can I? All right. Let me see. I'm going to see if I can post this in here. All right. This is probably going to look horrible. Oh, the message is too big. I can't post that whole message. I was going to post all the stuff that Erudia wanted me to post for Sant, but I can't because it's too much. How does he want me to post this in there? All right, here, we're going to do this piecemeal once. We're going to try this. Oh, he wants this in the comments after. He doesn't want it in the actual stream. Never mind. Never mind. I figured it out now. I read the good words. It's the pinned comment thing that he put in the Legend Seeker chat that we have. But it's for the comments afterwards. So there we go. See me reading comprehension? I probably shouldn't have read that whatever time I read it. Yeah, it's too many words, but it's supposed to be in comments. Yeah, he was very active on this stuff. Anyway, I'm Overtime. I'm Frost. This has been Frostewritten, where today it was Frost drawn, where I was drawing and sketching out a town on the corner of a river here. The town of Hagenveld. And please leave a like, comment, and go join us over on Patreon if you can. And come find us on the Discord. And I'll be back here doing more of this on Thursday. So leave a comment, and I will talk to you later. Have a good night.